Hey, I just wanted to, make a video really quick. I just wanted to talk about religion and stuff like that. I'm trying to make this short as possible because, I got some stuff to do, but, I got to get on with my day. I can't be sitting on here. But, I just wanted to make a short video about religion, in the sense of, if you're religious, I know a lot of times my videos come across as judgmental and just, or, like the tone of voice, kind of like how I'll like go like this, like I'm mocking people, like I'm just like, hey, I'm not mocking the world. I mean, really. I mean, what I want to do as a child of God is what I was put here to do, which is reach people. I'm not here to mock you or anybody else who's lost, I promise you. And I'm definitely not trying to mock people who wear certain kinds of clothes or have a certain belief system. Not at all. I don't just, put myself in a box and isolate myself to a certain group of people and look down on everybody else. I mean, I know my videos kind of seem that way. Man, are you serious? No way. I don't do anything like that. I don't have to agree with you to be around you or to be your friend. I mean, I was even like that like as a young dude. I mean, if I saw somebody that was, really, I mean, I'm not even like that. I mean, if I can, as long, I mean, I don't mind being friends with people at all that are not like me. As a matter of fact, I like to be friends with people who aren't like me. I mean, of course, to be unequally yoked with, as a child of God with the world. I mean, we're not called to do that because iron sharpens iron, and you're a product of your environment. It's kind of like a somebody from up north moving down south. Two years later, or such, you'll come back to New York, talk, how you doing? Shoot with some coon down. Like talking all kinds of southern accent and stuff. I mean, that's just how it is. If likewise, a person from the southern states or whatever will move up to my state, and they'll more than likely have, depending on which part of the state you live for a certain amount of time, you'll go back to your southern or state, whatever it is, and talking like a Yankee or whatever. You know, um, that's just, we're a product of our environment. So it's, I pick and choose my friends, but not because I'm judgmental, but just because I'm protective of my salvation, and that's what we're called to do. But I am in no way ever judge anybody. As far as in, like, I mean, if I see somebody, like a fellow Christian or something, like, slipping or something out of love, I'll warn that person, as long as, I do it in a biblical way or whatever. But as far as, just looking at the world and looking at people, and I know some, no, not at all. Like, not at all. And if I came across that way, well, there's definitely, the way I presented myself versus the way I really am. It's just like during these conversations, I tend to, sometimes I do sound judgmental, but I don't mean to. I just get real passionate when it's something that I'm interested in talking about. It just kind of comes out that way. But no, I'm a cool person, man. I get along with everybody. I mean, not everybody, but I mean, because a lot of people are shady. Come to find that out, you young people don't know that yet. I mean, you say you do, but you really don't, because you say somebody's shady, but then you run back to the same person who, you know. But as you get older, I mean, even as you get older, a lot of people never figure this out. But I did, through the grace of God, I did. Um, you know. So some people, you just, so I'm not friends with everyone. I tried that at one time, but I got stabbed in the back too many times. Before I knew it, I had 90 million knives in my back, and it took me forever to just pop them all out. And, I just had to kind of just, kind of smarten up, and, you know, so you can't be everybody's friend, but you don't exclude anybody as long as they're good people. I mean, be around good people. I don't care if that person is in a wheelchair and has no arms and legs. I'd rather be around somebody who is a good person versus somebody who I have something in common with, but at the same time that person is not trustworthy, and they're just a jerk. I'd rather be around nice people. Um, so whatever. That's just me. Like, I mean, even if the nice person was from a different belief system, you know, I don't care if they're black or white, rich or poor. I don't care if they wear skinny jeans, man. Really, just don't go. Really. I mean, I don't care if you're gay. Really, just don't be hitting on me. That's all I ask, man. You know, because then I'm out the door. I don't get down like that. But you know, I don't care, man. I'll hang out with somebody who's gay. So what? It is what it is. I'm not gonna sit there and go to some, you know, some gay function or anything like that. But as far as just like, you know, hanging out or whatever, just talking or whatever, so what, man? I don't judge people, man, at all. Like I really don't. Like I said, I've had gay friends in the past. I've had bisexual friends. I've had all kinds of friends, man. I've had, you know, lady friends. I've had, you know, dudes who I just, you know, I don't know, played street hockey with when I was younger, basketball. I played sports my whole life. You know, I'm just a well-rounded dude, and I don't seclude myself to a certain group or a certain group of people or certain people who classify themselves as a certain group of people. I'm not even like that, man. I never was. You know, I'm a universal dude. As long as I feel you could be trusted, and you know, you seem like you're good people, then I'll be around you, period. You know, as long as you respect me, I'll respect you. I don't care what color you are, what your belief system is, you know. So just don't try to change me, and likewise, you know. But I just wanted to make a real video, you know, a video today concerning our religion and all that stuff. You know, you know, just to maybe help, you know, help some people out. Like religion is based on pride. You know, it's you're running around doing good stuff for a God, you know, that you call God that's really not God. Because think about it this way: there's a sin nature in all of us. I mean, just think about it for a second. You know, be honest. There's a God up there? You know, like you're well aware how the darkness of this world. So if there's darkness, there's light, right? Where there's night, there's day. You know, I mean, it's daytime. Well, at least where I'm at. See, it's daytime. That hole in the screen is from my iguana, by the way. That iguana just like tore the screen up. But it's as you could see, the room is illuminated. It's light out. It's daytime. But when the day ends, that's when the nighttime comes. So where there's light, there's day. Where there's day, there's you know, there's darkness. So where there's one, there's the other. You can't have one and not the other. You know, in most cases, definitely in a universal sense. So my point is that there's sin, and you know, religion says, you know, run around and just be a good person, and you know, just do good things, and you know, that's just empty works. You know, that's just religion is you know, it's not going to help you, because you have a sin nature. We all do. And unless there's supernatural transformation, like the Spirit of God comes and lives inside your heart and changes you from the inside out. See, religion, there's no spiritual transformation. There's no nothing. All it's just, you know, a person that has like what running around and doing good things, you know, such as religion, doing good things for people. That's awesome. But you know, the Bible says that, you know, spirit of it's just empty works. It's empty works. You know, because the good stuff that you're doing, good stuff. Keep doing it. But you know what? It's not going to get you into heaven. Opening up doors for old ladies and running around the neighborhood doing good stuff, that's awesome. Feeding the poor, that's stuff you're supposed to do. You know? But you know, it's that's where you know, having a relationship differs from, you know, religion. Religion, there's a bunch of religion out there. Just pick one. But you know, there's only one way to have a relationship with God, and that's through the cross and that finished work. You know, so you know, that's through the cross of Christ and that finished work. So I'm sorry. I had a brick wall again. Kind of tired. What I'm trying to say is you know, oh man, like having a relationship with God is just hard to explain. I'm trying to think how to explain this, you know, like to somebody who wouldn't understand, because I mean, I'm sitting here trying to explain something to a person, you know, well, people who just won't even understand anything about what I'm talking about. So I'm really trying to even contemplate whether or not it's really worth talking of. Let's just say, short and sweet answer, plain and simple, there's a transformation that takes takes place on the inside and changes you from the inside out. Where religion is just like there's none of that going on. It's just running around being a good person. You know, it's just about how much money you give and, you know, how many times a day you pray, or how it's based on works. You're trying to please that God, you know, which in turn, think about it, you're being your own God. You're not relying upon God. We were all put here to rely on God, not to rely on ourselves. And religion, you know, is an illusion. It makes you think you're relying on God, but in reality, who are you really relying on to go to heaven? You're relying on yourself. You're earning your way into heaven. How does God get any glory out of that? God's not going to get it. That's not depending on God. We were made to be dependent on God. Sure, we were given freedom of choice. Sure. But we were also, within that freedom of choice, we also have the choice to depend on God. God didn't make robots. You know, we all have that you know, that freedom of choice to depend on God, you know, to fulfill the purpose to, you know, for which we were created. And that could only be found in that finished work of Christ, you know, and that's, you know, that's the way to God. And that will save you. The Spirit of God will come on you and change you, you know, and change you into the, you know, and change you into his image, and all that stuff. So that's where having a relationship versus having, you know, a religion. Like, religion is just running around doing good things. Good, beautiful, you're doing good things, but you know what? It's more than that. You know, good things come, you know, as a result of salvation. That's where what I'm really trying to say. When you're saved, you will automatically do good works. And good works don't necessarily mean religious works. They mean, you know, works, fruit of the Spirit, you know, and that takes time. That's a process, man. It's a lifelong process. I mean, you know, people, you know, think it tends to happen overnight, and I was one of those people. It doesn't. It doesn't. It takes time, and you know, it's a growth. You know, God changes you. He you know, flushes out the worldliness. He flushes all that stuff out and fills you up with light, and you know, as long as you work with him. You can't sit there and run out to the world and live like the world and expect God to just magically transform you. You have to go with the process. And you know, it's an uphill process. A lot of times it's like trying to climb Mount Everest with a pair of tennis shoes. Good luck, you know. But nonetheless, it's not that impossible. I'm definitely not trying to discourage anybody. I just don't want anybody thinking that, you know, because a lot of people, I think, come into a relationship with God and they think, you know, their problems are over with. Like, they hit some kind of divine lottery, and you know, all of a sudden they're never going to get sick, or they're never going to have nothing go wrong with them. Well, that's not the way it is. Because if that were the case, then you'd live forever, right? Everybody dies of something, really. I mean, let's face it. You know, but you know, that's where religion comes in. Religion, like, again, it's just a bunch of, you know, bunch of good works, and those are beautiful things. Those are things that you should do, but it's the result of trying to earn your way into heaven versus you're already going, and you're just so grateful that God has, you know, done this for you, that you're going to just automatically, you know, not right away, obviously. I mean, it's different for everybody. It's a process, but you're going to go out and share the word, and, you know, try to win souls for God, win souls for Christ, win souls for God. You know, so that's just, the works just comes natural with salvation, but religion is just works to get saved, and relationship with God is works based on your salvation because you are saved, you know. You know, some people believe once saved, always saved. Some people believe, you know, you can lose your salvation. I tend to believe that if somebody is saved, that they'll never fall away to begin with. But then again, you find a lot of stuff in the Bible that contradicts that, and then you find a lot of things in the Bible that kind of support that too. So you just never know. You really have to break it down and study it and pray on it and stuff. So you know, that's all I really have to really say about that. Is religion is just you know, what it is. And I mean, you have to really think. I mean, if you're walking around doing good stuff just to earn your way into heaven, then really, who's really the God that you're praying to? That's not a God. That's just an illusion. You know, I mean, think of it. I mean, you're earning your way into heaven